Okay, we're starting off the plant tour today. Today is the 28th of January 2019. As you can see, the weather's quite gloomy outside, but I'm having a bit of trouble focusing. But let's come back to the plantations in the house, which as you can see here is a pothos plant. See if I can manually adjust this. There we go. So this is a pothos plant I had for about maybe 3 months now. This is probably the most mature one I've had out of the lot. This is a more recent one I've had recently. But again, you can see they're growing gradually. This one's actually growing a lot, and the variegation from the leaves, you can tell the darker ones are from the original plant and the more lighter ones are actually from the more recent growings. And similarly, here we have basically it's a peace lily, but it's a large variety. And you can see it's actually grown a bit, but it's kind of like sitting awkwardly in this pot, and I haven't actually thought about how I want to transfer this out, or where I want to put this plant. So I'm still thinking about that. Bedroom's a bit messy, but in the corner here we've got this classic old snake plant I had for a while. Look how tall it grows. It's actually just a tad above the TV from here. But this one's actually, I bought this from Newtown about maybe a year ago now, almost. Maybe not a year, but it's growing crazy. Then we actually move into the beauty room. And more recently, I've had this ZZ plant installed. It's actually cuttings, and I've grown it in water. Today's the first day it's been in its pot, so it'll be interesting to see how it responds in the next few weeks. Over here, we've got some classic plants I've had for a while. Here is a philodendron. I think that's what it's called. And you can see they're climbing plant, and he's actually gone up a lot, and he's kind of grown out of his like stick that's there. But I think it's okay, because as long as it doesn't grow any taller, which I think it should be okay. This is a happy plant. Unfortunately, one of the sticks down there is not doing that well, and it's a lot paler. But the good thing is the main plant is doing quite well, and it's still relatively healthy. Over here we've got, what we have is an arrow plant, and the arrow plant's actually grown a lot. Very fast grower. It's in quite a large pot at the moment, but I actually got a feeling this thing will just keep going in the next few months, and it will fill into the pot nicely. On the far right here we've got a fiddle leaf fig. Fiddle leaf fig is, there's a couple of new leaves growing up the top here I can try to show. Which surprisingly looks kind of weird, but that's how they are. And if you look at this stick here, it's actually quite interesting, because when I bought the plant it was below this stick, and you can actually see it's grown significantly higher, and there's probably another bit more growing to do. So that's doing quite well. Now I'm going to move across the house, and there's a bird, classic birds of paradise, but this plant has been struggling a little bit. It's been getting some spots on it, as you can see. Some small little spots all over it. And there was a bit of sort of discoloring on the leaves, but it's actually looking alright today. A few of the bottom leaves have fallen off, but that's okay. See, these are the little marks that I got on it, and I wasn't sure what they were, but it does smell a little bit funny as well. Then we've got a classic mother-in-law's plant tongue here. This one is just, he's just gonna survive. He's just doing well, and he's actually getting quite tall too. You know, it'd be interesting to mark that spot right there and to see where else it might go. Then we've got an outdoor birds of paradise. Unfortunately, this guy, he's gone a little bit like wobbly, and I think I left him outside in the rain, and the wind really punished him, and he's not looking the best. I kind of need him to strengthen up a bit. I've got a rubber plant here. This is actually an interesting little plant. I left it in my car for about 4 hours, and it was bloody hot. And it basically died, and I was going to throw it away. You can see the leaves is quite damaged here and there. But what's interesting is that after I took it in, it started getting a lot of these new growths, and even down here you got growth coming out, which is like a pleasing sign that it probably has a lot of life left in it, and I just need to look after it. So it'll be an interesting project. Out here we've got a fresh philodendron. Devil's ivy. He's just been planted because I think this guy will grow a lot. We've got a couple of golden jades. I took these from Paulson's mum's place. Very interesting little guys. They're not really doing anything, not really growing or dying. They're just chilling. Probably chill for a bit longer too. We've got a little cactus plant which I got there. We've got a little lucky bamboo. These guys are all just surviving. I mean, this is something Aslan gave me. The little ones are dead, but the cacti is doing fine. Might actually just move over here. Just gonna open up this area. So over here we've got this lickety split. He is actually like confusing. You've got some beautiful new leaves at the front. Then you've got some struggling leaves at the back here, which is just not doing that well. Like he's been punished by the rain, or by the wind, which is fine. But I kind of don't really have space in him for him in the house. We've got an interesting little aloe vera. I don't know how that's going to get in the house, get any sunlight. And here's a little jade plant, which is what's interesting is that both of these are actually still growing. There's a lot of new growth there. We've been here for over a month now, and it's still growing, which probably is a good sign. And hopefully, there's a little bit more growth to do in them. Over here, we've got an orchid. It's got a couple of new leaves growing, as you can see. But it's also got a few new roots sprouting. I don't really see much growth in terms of a new flower blooming, but nevertheless. And here's a little orchid, devil's ivy. He's gonna keep growing and dropping down. I think this is gonna be a great little watch the space guy. Yeah. And there we go. That's my current